thank you, Mr. Davidson, for your courage and standing up. There's the lady in the orange next. Somebody have a microphone over here. I promised her. I'm sorry. Then I'll go to you next. Her and then the gentleman. Okay, her, the lady up here next, and then the gentleman who you were standing next to. I apologize for the order. Okay.
I'm not here for any special needs.
No, it's a good drive. Thanks for driving this far.
No, I'm still there.
Oh, this is no. Oh, I see. Okay.
Sorry. Anyway.
Never mind. You didn't drive that far.
That's okay. I don't expect you to do something that I'm not looking for.
Oh, thank you.
It's hard. But I have some things that are concerns of mine. But before I get to that, can I make one comment to this gentleman on the end? I've been there. There's been a lot of people who have been 26 years old before, working 2 jobs, working 3 jobs to make ends meet, to be a responsible citizen, to get your health care, regardless of what it costs, because you, without taking responsibility for yourself, are putting a burden on someone else.
As I mentioned when I remarked that I get fully insured now, my parents help me pay. And my point was that I thought it was ridiculous that health costs are so high that I would have to ask my parents to help me.
I understand. I do. I get that. I've been there. I worked 3 jobs, and I worked for the state house. They didn't pay me enough. Okay? I get it. But you have to be a responsible citizen at some point. Okay? He wasn't finished.
Let her finish. I think he is responsible. Plus, he has the courage to come up and tell us.
Right. Agreed. One thing that people aren't talking about, and I love my seniors, and if you can take care of anybody, it needs to be the people who can't take care of themselves. You. Okay? I'm for that. I pay my taxes. I pay my Social Security. There's something in this bill, and I'm House Resolution 3600. Okay? That's just reinsurance for retirees. It says that they're going to set up a trust fund. You probably know what I'm going to say. In the Treasury, by not otherwise appropriated funds, in an amount determined by the Secretary of Health and Human Services, not more than $10 billion. So you're going to take money from the Treasury to set up a part of this, just to set it up. But then after that, it doesn't give any provision as to how it's going to be paid for. And here's the kicker. Here's the kicker. It says it is not subject, and this is verbatim from the bill, not subject to any budget enforcement procedures. How come they don't have to be responsible like I have to be responsible?
What's the trust fund for?
Retirees, people age 55 and over before they can reach Medicare. So, and there's more. I can go on. That's a big one. There's another one here. You were talking about the health insurance companies. Well, maybe they got fault. But listen to this. And this is also in that bill, verbatim. They can go through audit, and everybody has to be responsible people. But you can be audited for anything. And if you're found guilty of any audit, there's going to be monetary penalties, fine. There's going to be suspension of enrollment on that particular plan, which means they're not going to be able to get any more money for people coming in and taking that plan. Then, on the there's going to be suspension of payment to them for a time unspecified. Unspecified. You're going to shrink them. And then after that, you're going to have a possible termination of plan. You're going to shrink the company that might be doing good for a lot of people out there. I'm on an individual plan. This is going to affect me and my husband. I don't want this. We need help, but we don't need this. Thank you.
One of the things we did in this bill, and I'm proud of, is anybody that wants to pay into a voluntary insurance company for long-term care, and because long-term care is a serious problem, and it's very expensive for Medicaid, it's very difficult for families to plan, all of that. I believe that's the section we're talking about. The second part is about the audit. You know, if an insurance company, you seem to have more sympathy or empathy for insurance companies than you do for than you do for your customers. And you say that you're almost afraid that if an insurance company gets audited, and there is a long profligate list of abuse by this insurance company, you're damn right they should be punished and maybe have their life insurance. It's not, you know, there's a few problems here. We're going to take your license away if there's a pattern of abuse you take your license away. The pattern of abuse, you don't let them insure people whom they've cheated in the past. So that's all that insurance is about. Good. Okay, I'm not saying you didn't. No, I know. There are people out there who find, and your plan will, you can, this, you absolutely do. No, you get to keep it. I don't know where you can find in the bill. You send me an email or a letter, you get somebody named my staff to direct it in so I can see it, where your insurance will run out, and you won't be able to keep it after 2012. That's just one of the myths the insurance companies want you to believe. There are all kinds of things in the bill the insurance companies want you to believe that simply aren't in the bill. I've had all kinds of information sent to me that's just me. I'm not blaming you, because I know that you're doing your best to try to understand a very complicated issue. It's a long bill. I've read it. I worked for this for months. I helped to write parts of it. I voted against parts of it, voted for parts of it. It's not perfect. It's a long way from that. But I've also seen the insurance industry spend, as I said, I don't think you're doing that, but I think some of you have been misled in some of the sections of this bill that simply are either not there at all or so taken out of context that they don't mean what